people started asking if Jeremiah was going to be on the show. And we're like, yeah, we'll bring him on periodically. And it got to the point to where we actually asked him if he would join us full time. And I really didn't expect him to say yes, but he did. So he's been with us since episode 22. At episode 100, we brought Morgan on full time. Now, we brought Morgan on around episode 98 as a guest to talk about French camp in Mississippi. She had gone through that. And she's as Southern as she can get. She fits us perfectly. She's always wanted to do a radio show. You know, she likes the whole concept. And I talked to Ashley and I talked to Jeremiah. I try not to make any decisions about the show without talking to them because they're a part of the show. Yes, it's mine. I started it, but we're all a part of it. So I try to, include them in any of the decision making. And I asked them how they felt about bringing another lady on the show. Ashley kind of got her feathers ruffled a little bit.
Which is why I forget about Morgan being on the show. No, I'm joking. I love Morgan to death.
She's like, no, I'm the main bitch. I'm like, okay, you are, but, and we thought Morgan would bring a different dynamic. She's a female millennial that'll have a different view than what we would have. And she would add to the show. And I asked Morgan at episode 100, would she be willing to become the fourth co-host of No Religion Required, and she jumped at the chance. So she joined us at 100, and Jeremiah joined us at 22.
Okay.
And it's been going strong ever since.
It has been. I mean, the four of you guys, like I said, it's just been like lightning in a bottle. I recommend it to anybody that wants to listen to a nice podcast. Even the explicit stuff is even not that bad. So, I even let my kids listen to it most of the time.
Oh, okay, good. because look, we really do try to keep, some type of professionalism. Sometimes the F word is needed, but that doesn't mean you have to drop it in every sentence.
That's true.
So, we try to use it for emphasis, instead of just every other word. So
yeah,
every once in a while, we'll get to a heated topic and there'll be F-bombs dropped, but mostly, yeah, we do pretty good.
Well, I'm going to tell you too, Bobby, and I think I said this to you once in a chat conversation, that when I hear you guys all on the air together, I sometimes picture you as being like Kermit the Frog on the original Muppet Show, just trying to contain all the crazy.
Trust me, it's a full-time job. It's a full-time job. It is. But you know what? I wouldn't change a thing about it.
No, you guys have an awesome show.
It truly is like trying to herd cats. I'm telling you.
It's not
it
easy
is.
Being green. Oh.
Yeah, that's me. Of course, I can't do that voice. But yeah, that's pretty much me.
Oh, and I know you've also started another podcast with Jerry DeWitt.
I did.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I reached out to Jerry DeWitt. If you folks don't know who he is, you're not from this planet, but I'll go ahead and tell you anyway. Jerry wrote the book Hope After Faith. He was a Pentecostal preacher for 25 years, and he lost his faith and became an atheist, and he wrote a book about it called Hope After Faith. And that was one of the first books I read as an atheist. It was Jerry's book, Hope After Faith, that gave me the courage to actually step out and be proud of who I am as an atheist. And his book's the one that gave me the courage to do so. So I fell in love with Jerry just from reading his book. I'd never met the guy, and I've always wanted to meet him. Heck, we drove to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for PACon. He was scheduled to speak. He got sick and canceled.
Oh.
Right? I drove 1,000 miles to meet this guy, and he freaking canceled. And I'm like, what the hell? I'll just have fun. I'm here with friends. We're hanging out with friends. That's okay. I'll catch him when I can. And finally I met him and, thanked him for his book and was a fan at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started talking with him. We've had him on a show a couple times, and he and I built a pretty good friendship. And so I sent him a text message. And I said, I got an idea. You can tell me I'm insane, and you can even tell me no. but I've had this on my mind for a couple weeks. I want to run it by you and see if it's something you'd be interested in. He said, what is it? I said, I want to do a podcast called Hope After Faith with you and I want to focus on the things that are on the backstory of your book. I want to use the stories from your book to do a show that focuses on. Are you okay?
Trying to be.
Drink something or something. There we go. To do a show that focuses on the hope after you lose your faith. And he said, I like that idea. And I said, well, tell you what, let's get together. We'll get on Skype. We'll talk about it. We'll work it out. And if it's something, and we'll work out whether we want to do it pre-recorded or if we want to do it live. I recommended live, and he agreed, thank goodness. And we did episode 11 last night, and it has been going very, very good. It's one of those shows that it gets very deep. We get into very deep conversations. Our conversation last night was about anxiety. You know, people who have anxiety attacks, people who, hell, it's just anxiety.
Right.
You know, and we talked about personal fears, you know. So we talk about those things that the average person deals with every day, regardless if they're a believer or a non-believer. But how does a non-believer deal with it when he doesn't have his pastor to go talk to about them? How do they deal with it when they don't have a God to pray to anymore? How do you deal with that now as a non-believer? And we dug really deep into that topic, and every episode is like that. So if you guys want a very deep show that actually will help you on many, many levels, Jerry is a fantastic man, amazing person. And the show's going good, man. So it is surprising me how well that show is doing.
Yeah, well, I've caught a couple of episodes of it, and it is a really good show. And I did get to meet Jerry here at Logicon this past November. He was one of the speakers out here with Dan Barker, and David Smalley actually did a live show from out here, too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
yes.
We're probably going to, or hopefully going to do another one next year. The Logicons, we try to do them every 2 years. So the next one should be coming up, not this year, but the following November. Or not November, it'll probably be the following January. It'll probably come up again.
Well, if you need a speaker, let me know.
I sure will. I'm definitely going to keep you in mind for it and try to bug the board on that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And it looks like I know you guys are probably going to need to be heading off here because we've been on here now for almost an hour. So let's go ahead and wrap things up. Where can people get a hold of you? How can they find your shows? Go ahead and give the elevator pitch and let everybody know how to listen to you.
Cool. Ashley, go for it.
Well, yes, I can be found everywhere, as previously stated on the show.
He asked about the show, not you.
I know.
Yeah.
Ass. I can be found on No Religion Required every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Spreaker. I can be found on Beyond the Trailer Park every Monday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Spreaker. And I can also be found on Lucifer's Ladies when we actually put out an episode just with everything that's been going on between us three ladies. We had to go on a hiatus, but we have been in talks of coming back. So be on the lookout for a new episode of Lucifer's Ladies. And I can be found on Facebook, Ashley Space NRRHAF. I can be found in the No Religion Required Facebook group. And Bobby's going to have to tell y'all what my Twitter is because I still don't know.
Miss_Ashley. NRR.
There you go.
There you go.
Take it away, Bobby C.
Now, would you like to tell them where they can find the show? Now that you told them all about you, which is great, you really do need to do that. Where can they find the show?
Well, why don't you do that?
Well, you can find the show every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live on Spreaker. If you enjoy listening to live shows, come join us in the chat room. We have a lot of fun on our show every Sunday, and the chat room actually helps a lot with our show. So if you want to be a part of a live show, join us every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Spreaker.com. You can find us on iTunes and Stitcher as well, or NRRpodcast.com. We're on Facebook /No Religion REQ, and the same on Twitter.
Okay, and just a little quick note, I don't know if you realize this, but now you're also on Google Play.
Yes, we are, and I keep forgetting to say that. It's amazing. It took me forever to get on Google Play.
Really?
Right? I finally got on it, and now I keep forgetting to mention the damn thing. So thank you. Yes, we are on Google Play.
Because when I put mine up there, I just submitted the RSS feed, and it came back within within 2 hours. They came back and told me to verify, and it was there. So
mine took weeks.
Oh man. Well,
yeah.
You probably have a lot more episodes too than I do. So
I was over 100.
Yeah, and this one right here, I believe, is episode 11 for us. So.
Oh wow! Okay,
so
awesome.
We're still a baby podcast.
That's okay. We've all been there. Matter of fact, I'm part of a baby podcast with Hope After Faith. And here's the craziest thing, Brother Brewer.
Mm-hmm.
I derailed their show last night too.
She did. I can't win for fucking losing. The Hope After Faith show has been out 11 episodes and has almost passed No Religion Required. The listenership, the downloads, and everything.
Now that's amazing.
Yeah. A show that's been around 11 weeks is almost passing a show that's been around for almost 3 years.
Because it's Jerry.
And I tell Jerry all the time, it's because of Jerry.
Well, it's also feeding off of your No Religion Required too, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. But it blows my mind that it's doing that well. So, guys, if you want to listen to it, do so. But make sure you download Brother Brewers too.
Yeah, and also, I know you guys also have a Patreon page on there too. Do you want to plug that real quick before we go?
Oh yes, we must let the circle jerk continue.
Oh yes, we must let the circle jerk continue. If you listen to the show and you enjoy it, and you want to help keep it live every month and help support the show, we do depend on our patron supporters in order to do that. It is because of them that we're able to do the show that we do. If you listen and you enjoy it and you are interested in trying to help support us, go to patreon.com/no religion required and become a patron. Even $1 an episode makes a difference. But only if you enjoy it. And if for some reason you're not able to support us financially, that's perfectly cool too. We understand. Go over to iTunes, leave us a 5-star rating and a comment and let us know how we're doing.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. We're going to go ahead and close this off here. One other thing, I'm just going to plug my own little thing real quick.
Yeah, please do.
I was going to let you know, and maybe Jerry might be interested in this, that probably sometime in September I'm going to be having a conversation with a lady named Lainey Peterson, who her master's dissertation was on the Pentecostal movement. So I'm actually going to sit with her and talk about the history of the Pentecostal movement, how it started, and some of the history behind what made it become what it is today. So y'all might be interested in hearing that. And like I said, that's going to be probably in September.
I look forward to that. I'll definitely tell Jerry to listen to it too.
All right. Well, thanks again, guys. And I'm going to go ahead and close this recording out here, and we'll listen to you guys on Sunday. And probably catch you on the airwaves sometime in between then.
Absolutely, and thank you very much for having us.
Thanks for being on, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode of Skeptics Brew Pub. I want to thank again my guests this week, Bobby C. and Miss Ashley. You can find the links to their show in the show notes below, and you can find this show every Monday night, 8:30 p.m. on Spreaker.com, or download and listen to it from iTunes or Google Play. If you would like to, if you like what you hear and would like to help keep the show going, you can make a per-episode donation at patreon.com/skepticsbrewpub. Or leave a 5-star review on iTunes. I'll hopefully be adding bonus content, including brewing videos, beer, movie, and book reviews, and other content soon, so stay tuned for more. Join me next week, and my guests will be Tara Vaughn and Justin Bauer, the president and vice president of the NWA Humanists. And I did also mention that I was going to have a special announcement this week, and that is that I'll be starting a second podcast here soon. It'll be a little bit of a different format from Skeptics Brew Pub. It's going to be a lot more kid-friendly. In tonight's interview, Bobby C. mentioned that it might be a good idea for a podcast to have me reading children's stories like I do for my kids. And I think I'm actually going to give that a shot. I've talked to a couple of other people that know me and know the kind of stuff that I'm comfortable doing.